Hello everyone, my name is Ivona and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ivy Moves. Today we're gonna talk about backbends and specifically Cobra or up dog in yoga. Backbends are very not typical, not traditional pose for our body, so it's normal that in the beginning it feels awkward and you get all these weird cues and you don't know exactly where to place your shoulders, your hands. So let's go through it, starting from Cobra. So we're starting here, right? And first, where do I place my arms? Our hands come very widely spread fingers, come under our shoulders, and as my yoga teacher likes to say, the thumbs are on the line of our nipples. Okay, so they're here. They're like, if they're too far forward, it's really awkward to get up, and if they're too far back, it's virtually impossible to use their strength. So somewhere here under the shoulders on the nipple line is good. Then second, our feet. What do we do with them? If you have this pinching in the lower back, definitely open them up. The closer they will be to each other, the more sensation you may have, the more strength you'll be able to generate for that specific pose, for that specific back bend. So pick your position. The position of the feet is not as important as their activation, their role. You really want to press the feet actively onto the ground. You can even try, it's gonna lift your kneecaps. That's how active you want to be in your feet. Sometimes with my beginner students, I use a block and I place it under the feet. Oh, wait. And I make them squeeze. And then you feel how your whole back body squeezes. And that's what you want in back bend. You want the back muscles to work, and they will be the ones that are gonna pull your front body to stretch, right? So if you're somebody that is still working on this Cobra up dog, definitely try the block between the feet. It's an awareness point that you can always go back to and be like, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, but don't lift it. Keep the toenails on the ground. Imagine that you're pressing the toenails into your yoga mat. From here, we have the position of the palms, we have the position of the feet, and now we can lift. But then we have all this cueing, shoulders away from here, shoulders away from here. So what does this mean? It's the arm is made out of bones and joints, and so by moving one joint, it's going to influence the rest of the joints, right? So if I just lift and my elbows are randomly sticking to the side, this of course is going to push my shoulders up. But if I squeeze my elbows behind me, my elbows are, my shoulders, I'm sorry, are going to follow and also going to be behind me. So from the back, it should look like this, like you're really sliding your elbows onto your ribs, like you have maybe a towel in front of you. Let's imagine this is a towel, and you're like pulling it towards you, like really. This is what will help recruit the strength. Now, wide elbows in push-ups are not wrong by any means. The things that, how do we do things in yoga has a specific alignment, because also sometimes the movement goes fast and we seek to achieve a certain effect, like that back bend. We don't, like when we do just a regular wide elbow push-up, we don't really do that, right? Because then like, oh my God, my neck hurts. But when we're going for the back bend, we really want to open up. And that's where we are keeping the elbows closed. And that's why also in Chaturanga, you're gonna see the elbows are closed because they're ready to send us to upward facing dog. And so that's the whole thing of the elbows. So now that we have our palms, our elbows, our shoulders away from the ears, and our feet positioned, let's experiment with the strength. Pressing the feet, maybe placing the block between the feet, placing our palms under our shoulders, nipple line, squeezing the elbows behind us. Let's try to separate the palms from the mat and just lift up. So really squeeze the glutes, squeeze that block if it's there, push the toenails on the ground and see how the back muscles are already working. This is going to be 50% of the work. And then we'll have the arms lifting us up, and we don't want to be here because this is hell uncomfortable and very unpleasant for the lower back. You're not doing any good to it. So 50% arms, 50% back. And we're holding for 3. It's very intense. It looks easy. 2, squeeze, and 1. If holding Cobra feels weird, awkward, and not necessarily safe, you can try a couple options to work on it. First, work on your arm strength, on your back strength. You can just like go down slowly and stay and come back up. Go down slowly and stay and go back up. Try the whole elbow motion. Work on that. There are so many elements, there are so many things happening in Cobra at the same time, so it's very normal in the beginning to feel overwhelmed by all these details. Another thing is keep working on the pressing the feet onto the ground. You can also start if it's your personal practice, if you're not in a studio and you don't have a teacher guiding you, you can start by just warming up the back side of the body, getting into simple bridges and actually feeling the engagement of the muscles. A block here also can be very helpful. Squeeze the block maybe only on your heels or the whole sole of the foot on the ground. It's really a preference and what you want to work on. Lift it up, tuck the tailbone in and really feel the muscles engage and go down. Warming up these muscles is going to really wake them up, like really touch them, feel the activation there, and then you will know what to do when you're here. Like really, sometimes maybe just chill like that, squeeze, release, and then if just this whole arching of the spine feels weird, start standing, start just placing your hands behind you, push the shoulders back, release, push the shoulders back, release. Again, squeezing the elbows in and trying to imagine that you're spreading the collarbones wide and release. I'm sure there are many ways with which you can work on your Cobra, but there are just a couple of tips that I hope are useful for you. And let me know how it went in the comments. I'll see you soon.